for Winthrop.
That's kind of the name of the game here. I wonder if this is just a comfortability thing for Infiltrator, because I know that Infiltrator is one of the best raises in the league thus far and is really proficient on that one, and especially going up against Maryville last time, not being able to find too much purchase there. Maybe this is just go to what you are comfortable and hope for the best, especially because you know that this is going to be a brawl between these two teams. Already Winthrop University backs against the wall, looking for it, and, well, Governor at least finds Inspire.
Should open the door here at C. One of the big keys that we talk about whenever we see Yoru ISO is that you don't want ISO to get planted and keep refreshing the double tap on site. So trying to mix up the looks, keep Kane Zero rotating around as much as humanly possible. We'll see if there's a double tap shield that's already up. Already broken. Good spam through the dark cover. Spike continues to be kind of toggled, eventually planted. And you kind of look to see what does Ion do to get involved. That's going to be an idea of let's get involved by way of the paranoia and then let the rest of my team pop off. And that's exactly what happens. Spin up a web, come right into it. Envy only dropped the first blood on their way to winning the pistol.
It's like the Deskar prophets, how they predicted that the shield on Kane Zero was going to be such an issue. And to be fair, Winthrop University, they do a pretty good job of stalling things out, you know, just spraying the pistol bullets in there. Oh, it's going to catch Kane. That's all going to be fine. But in classic Envy fashion, they just gotta walk in, no flashes, no real support, and they're more than happy to just execute it. Like, they don't even really utilize their utility. They just know they can walk in there and find the timings to shut things down. So a very dominant pistol round coming through from Envy. You know these guys are feeling themselves, and in their map pick here, you gotta be really worried for Winthrop University.
For real. Okay. So for Winthrop, that's not gonna feel good. But they've been solid when it comes to hitting share of shots and creating some inspiration for especially the anti-ecos that we've seen in the last couple of weeks. But here, a little bit of a different story. The Haunt will reveal one. Glyph not really too, I would say, bothered by that. The rest of Winthrop will slowly walk their way in towards Ruins. Meanwhile, Moobs, who has been one of the headshot kings of the Sheriff, is going to feel things out and maybe cause a little bit of distraction and focus change to be, but and largely Envy happy to just play on the door and more so keep popping in a safe spot with the Ares.
And at least the flood through from Winthrop University should be good for it, but it's going to be tight.
Yeah, the Ares just a little too strong. Poppin does get traded out, but here's that long play. Kane Zera gets in. Inspire on the corner. Whoa! Pardon me? Rings the bell of Infiltrator, but the right click must have connected everything onto him. Kane Zera's shield will fade. Aggressive play for Infiltrator, trying to catch timing, not gonna work. And now the question is, can Kane check every single corner? Oh, and he started to, but didn't do the diligence. And now this Ares for Governor looking decent. How about Winthrop? Man, cue it up. These guys, they don't care what weapons they have. Every round is winnable. And that comes through once again.
I gotta say, like, the rounds that Winthrop University win, it feels like they're taking a page out of Envy's book. You know, it's not the classic, let's set ourselves up, play off of our utility, play smart, play fine. It's very aggressive. Try to find those timings. Look for the seams in when Envy are going to be pushing them, catch them off guard, and we can strike and clear them through. It is really interesting because this is something that I haven't really seen Winthrop University do throughout the entire Challengers season. They've been a lot more of a rehearsed team playing on support to Infiltrator, but this game really calls for every single member to step it up and look for those individual timings, making these such chaotic mashups between these two teams.
Egg in some trouble, has to gate crash back off the site.
Target down.
Kane Zera, just a shoulder plus a little extra. That works out for first blood, but lots of damage has been tallied by Winthrop. Their cover blocks the alleyway to A. Governor gets to work, teeing off at B. Yes, that was a double. Classic, just trying to deny the Prowler. Really good. Sees in the mix, has Kane Zera holding his breath for a while, and are you joking? Are we kidding? There's no way he gets that. And now looking for more. The shield is up, but Infiltrator spams it down. Flips the weapon. Egg has a chance, makes good on it. And now up of his own as we get to the 2v2.
Spike gets planted so far away as well, so plenty of time for Winthrop University to retreat, but Envy aren't biting on that one. Like, look at this, they're already ready to go.
Shadows traveling.
Dark cover is going to be a problem. Oh, and you just see the tippy toes of Egg. Now popping. Has to go through the difficult way. Not going to work out, and Glyph will save the round. But goodness, if Kane keeps shooting like that, ooh, we could have some fireworks here in map 2.
Oh boy, I mean, fireworks are already being lit on the side of Winthrop University. Once again, each of the players individually stepping up when they need them the most. We're not playing on funneling all our utility to support Infiltrator currently. We're all looking for opportunities to step out there and make it happen. Kane Zero with a very good pick to start us out, but Governor opening the door really to that B side and giving the chance to Winthrop University. On top of that, it really feels like Infiltrator at this point is just kind of let off the leash, do whatever you need, buy us that space, and we're going to take care of the rest. And well, this is the kind of gung-ho style that Winthrop University are choosing here, and maybe that's the reason we're seeing that raise instead of Neon.
Oh, here we go. The eco-warriorness of all of this is now put to rest as we've got full purchase. Nightfall clears out C, but look at the trap wires. They are on the backside of the site. This is all about trying to contest a deep scale-in. Spycam will also see if anyone gets up the top towards ramps thanks to that smoke. And Governor will take a ton of damage. Decoy in. Does it actually distract anything? No. But honestly, if you're Winthrop, a lot of your executable utility is expired. Now you're feeling a little antsy about, is Envy actually going to contest this or not?
And this is good from Envy. They just rein it back in, play nice and slow. Aren't full committal yet. Infiltrator looking for an opportunity, but Winthrop still want to hit this.
Love that. As soon as all of the utility from Inspire is gone, you pop off the kill contract and you pull in none other than Infiltrator. That's going to be a weapon collected. Glyph could only find one, just down to moves for the 1v4. And with no spike, although it is collectible, this would be, well, improbable, if not teetering on the ledge of impossible. Well, first one's good, second one's better. Look at the third, almost. Goodness gracious, it started to unfold, didn't it? But Inspire, the stalwart defender of C, gets the last laugh, and we tie it 2.
Man, I'm just going to say, in that kill contract, crazy of Kane Zero to just run forwards, W-keying it down with the Stinger in hand to find the better half of Infiltrator, who honestly has been playing extremely well. Like, look at that. Just sometimes the Stinger shoots just a bit faster than every other gun in the game, and that's why it's kind of OP in my opinion. But excellent setup as well from Inspire to really just mess with Winthrop University. And because of the way that they're playing, you see they feel stuck. They can't really commit to anything as already a lot of space being taken by Envy. A bit of a half weird buy coming through both of these teams here, but still button head to head as they go potentially towards the C site.
Yeah, Ion's got the judge, so you use the contingency and they will really undercut rather to get close and personal support from Eggster there if you need it. But there is no action at A immediately. And Ion's thinking, well, do I need to back up and get into B maybe? Hard to say. Gate crash is going to allow Eggster an exit back. You see the offensive pings, though. They're looking to make their way over, and this is where Ion can really tee off. Good read. Egg in trouble. And that's enough to pull it all back, but Inspire wins on the flank, and now the neural theft gets thrown out.
All that ground is taken for Winthrop University, but they're still not doing anything for it. Still have 40 seconds to execute, but all the meanwhile, Envy are taking space on their own, making sure to lock down some of these sites. The call is made, but Ion still not taken out.
The fact that Ion was able to get back is unbelievable value for Envy. And now I don't even know how you get through this. If you're Winthrop, there's just no way you work through this dark cover, at least not cleanly. That's exactly the case. Kane Zero, a little bit of patience in the middle of the gunfight, takes down the final 2. And Envy will go up 3-2 with Winthrop staring down a limited purchase in round 6.
These last couple of rounds, it feels like Winthrop University just gets stuck in the midst of all of that. And given that they're the ones on the attacking half, they're the ones who have to kind of take those opportunities, take those timings. And I praised Winthrop previously for all their members looking for those opportunities, looking to kind of try and find their timings and all of that type of stuff. But the last 2 rounds, their tails are tucked between their legs. They're playing so cautiously, so scared. And that's when Envy are more than happy to just walk all over you. Even just taking a look at the percentage of control that Envy have been carrying compared to Winthrop University. Like, it's so drastically different. At a moment's notice, Envy are ready to hop onto it just because they know all of the different angles that they can take, and they're so confident in pushing through and finding these kills. And so that's why we're seeing Winthrop University take a little bit of a timeout, try and calm things down before they let this spiral way too far out of control.
Yeah, and again, like, the approaches are not bad from Winthrop. Like, you got to think about some of the things that were starting to unfold against them. I kind of go back to that first full purchase round where Inspire's got the setup of his dreams. He holds on to Waterfall beautifully, but as you start to break it, if you're Winthrop, you're thinking, oh, we're on site, and then a kill contract comes out. Nah, shoot, like, darn it. The next time you're there, it's like you get your executable utility, you're on site, but you can't stay because Envy is just not going to contest you on your terms. So again, it's like, it's the patience from Envy that's getting these tight 3v3s, 4v4s back into their fold in the last couple of rounds. So see what Winthrop can cook up. It's going to be all sheriffs here. Ion gets the first, not the second moves, and telling you he's good for one when he's got a sheriff in his hands.
The timing. Kainzera not able to capitalize on it, and now Moves is going to be able to at least stall things out for a bit. Rest of the team coming, though. They know the importance of trying to find this pick right now, and it's going to be pistol shots taking Kainzera down across the map.
That's peculiar. Oh, okay. Never mind Odin things. Well, careful. This is a long reload. Gets reset. Flash out. Moves, punishes. That's a couple of weapons to be collected here. So you go to the egg. Flashes off the back wall. No one home. At least not initially. Here comes Moves with the check. Not going to be able to find it. No patience. Had help. Had a paranoia that he could have worked on. Doesn't matter. Egg finds another. And so now it's a 1v1. Infiltrator off the blast pack movement. Not good enough to sway the aim of Inspire and Envy. Pull back a near thrifty round from Winthrop.
Yeah, I was going to say down to a 1v1, but that is what I need to see from Winthrop University. Setting the trap for that bait out. Like, they're going to be pushing forwards. All right, swing the entire team, get ready to punish them, and then that way you can come out on top and find those timings. If they just kind of if they didn't cycle back the entire squad before regrouping, I think there were ample opportunities then for Kainzera to be able to grab that extra space and put a bigger thorn in your side. Winthrop play better when they're a cohesive unit, and they have to rely on that to make sure they find these kills early on.
Oh, look at this cheekiness from the Eggman. And that's the thing, is like, again, it's like we talked about this in map 1. Like, if you're Winthrop, you have to check every single corner. Infiltrator looks, smiles, does a double take, and says, wait a second, that's Eggster in the corner. And now you've got numbers advantage once more for Envy. And the traps are different from Inspire on site. He's looking to contest almost immediately.
Oh boy.
Man, it just another one of those headache moments for WU.
Yeah, speaking of headache moments, nothing they can really do here. Trying to go around the corner. The spike is already down. Ali might have all the space, but it's all for naught. Inspire has been doing an excellent job of kind of locking some of these sites down. We've seen the Ali versus Inspire consistently happen on that C site, and nothing really has worked out for Winthrop thus far.
Oh, good counter on the spike beat down. Envy is not going to allow Winthrop a chance. Yep, power of the double tap scene in first-hand perspective right there by Glyph. 5-2 the count, flawless round for Envy. And another moment where it's just, yeah, you can purchase, but it's not going to feel comfortable. The only real kind of satisfaction point for Winthrop is that you have a steel garden, which if you find value on connecting with a couple of players, then those light shields don't feel as bad. But there's a lot of tools available for Envy in this next round too.
Yeah, a lot of tools. They got 4 ultimates online. Obviously, we highlighted Ion, but right now this has just been the Eggster Kainzera masterclass being put on in front of you. Both of them sitting with 9 kills. showing no sign of slowing down. We're not seeing that kind of like over-aggression where they just kind of go out and lose their life. They're playing a lot more confidently, off of a bit more utility to make sure things are better. Infiltrator, though, with the showstopper, will be able to make it in and hold out.
Yeah, big 1v1 here with Kane and Infiltrator. But this time Infiltrator gets the win. And simultaneously, you're going to get the spike trying to get Planet Steel Garden to block off Waterfall. Again, that's that same smoke cam setup that we saw from Inspire before. And it's enough to pause the plant again. Poppin's made his way over with the Odin. That's dangerous.
Really?
Paranoia's in the mix as Envy can still contest this dimensional drift to scout things out. There's the Nightfall. Envy want to contest. Egster in and out, able to find the first. Poppin gets another and finally puts it over the finish line. Envy never relinquish control, never see the spike even get attempted to go down. They're 6-2 up, and now Winthrop have to save.
Yeah, that's crazy. You see it happen right there. Like, oh, Steel Garden online. Hey, Poppin, can you run over here? Knife out, just dashing as fast as he can over. Has that Odin in hand, like, don't worry, I got you, bruv. And starts spraying down the site and is able to take down the Winthrop University planner in the midst of all of it. You hate to see it happen if you are a Winthrop University fan, but this is just Envy, once again, ready to pounce on their opponents, ready for a gunfight at any moment, and ready to secure those kills. Egster, headshot onto Ali, and that might give away the positioning of this Winthrop University attack.
Yeah, and I was about to say, you know, I was kind of preemptive calling that Winthrop was just going to kind of save in this round, or at least get a light purchase, but they full buy out. But that opening first blood is a critical one for Envy. It is traded on the other side of the map to an opportunity now for a 3v4. Nightfall will be earned with that plant. So there is a tool available to keep them on site. There's the wall, plus the shield. Here comes the play forward. Trades are good for Winthrop. Down to the 2v2 we go. Poppin will be identified and decayed. Prowler just to check the corner. Now the Haunt. Does not reveal much. C's also in the mix. Governor trying to force it. Poppin gets the gun up in time, and Egster wins his one on the opposite side of the site. Oh, Winthrop was cooking one up, but now it's 7-2, and the news goes from bad to worse.
I gotta wonder if it's just the, not like the panic setting in, but the consistent escalation of tempo that I had mentioned on that last map kind of affecting Winthrop University. We're seeing a little bit less coordination in what could be very easy ways to kind of pull things together. I would have loved to see Glyph and Governor play off of each other, hold a single angle to try and punish one of the people moving in, make sure that they're effectively trading, but instead they just hold two off angles, and you see just trying to push the issue into Poppin, who has been popping off with that Odin in hand. It works out perfectly for Envy to once again find themselves in a situation where it's just a simple gun duel, and they're gonna be good for it. Envy now 7-2 in what is a pretty dominant half thus far.
Yeah, this is another, again, just to kind of frame it from Winthrop's side. You may not know it while being in the server, but they're gonna look back on this and be like, wow, we got really unlucky, or just missed out on a couple of windows here and there. Because they're really not making bad plays. They're not calling bad set pieces or bad mid-roundings. Like, everything's been pretty solid for Winthrop. They're just losing a couple of key gunfights, a couple of 1v2s, 1v3s. So now it's up to what you could do in a 5v4. You have to have it, you would think, if you're Winthrop here.
Oh, Governor. This is going to be dicey. Ion and Egster just on the other side.
Woof.
Where are you?
Ignore what you saw. Avert your eyes.
For both of them, really.
For both of them, yeah. That was just a bad moment of Valorant. Don't worry. Spy cam once again, able to get into play and get a read that this is a commitment onto the C site. Here comes the defense rotating over. Can Inspire hold? Can he find one and keep the site maybe even better? Razorvine keeping him in place. Good first. That's the spike carrier, almost gets more. Poppin, though, is in play. Governor shut down to the rotation on the backside of B. And the Odin on this railing is just paper mache shredder. Poppin finds a couple more, and Envy gets to 8.
You've said it best. It's right there, consistently. That's Poppin yet again finding a multi-kill with an Odin spray through the railing. And Winthrop University, it's like single file line right into that specific spot, walking where you know that Poppin is going to be watching with the Odin. And they say that the definition of insanity is trying the same thing and expecting a different result. Just the amount of times that I've seen them try and take the fight against Poppin specifically on that railing, getting to the point where you got to wonder whether or not insanity is really on the table. Another timeout being called for Winthrop University. I think much needed at this point because this map is very quickly spiraling out of their control. And if they want any chance of stabilizing things, then they got to cool their heads off. And once again, need to rely on setting things up more for these trap plays. If you take these raw gun duels, Envy are going to consistently win, and they have been for now 7 rounds in a row.
Yeah, I think we need to take the point and run with it, though, that you could take a freeze frame of or a screenshot of every single moment that Winthrop is on C or attacking C. There is no one in a position to fight off Waterfall. And I don't even mean by just raw positioning of the agent, but there's no utility to block it off. They're not using smokes to block it off. They're not getting things like haunts over the top, prowlers to clear it out. Like, the Waterfall has been a major issue for Winthrop. Every single time they're on site, it looks like, okay, this should be a plant. Wait, they can't actually plant because the counter utility and the spam, it's been an issue. So there's a little bit of insanity, but there's also just a level of they can't handle clearing off site with limited utility and then spending some on Waterfall. And now we're trying to make our way over to A for the first time this game. We don't know what's here. We don't know what it looks like. And wouldn't you know it, they're just running into the Odin again.
Not just the Odin, though. Crossfire's being set up. Look at that. Like, at this point, Kane's already on their flank. There's just no opportunity for Envy, for Winthrop University to get a step in the door. It's just a landslide coming through from Envy. The avalanche has already started. Winthrop University desperately skiing, trying to survive amidst all this craziness. And it's just amazing timings coming through from Envy. I think you saw the kill feed there, but like someone has already hit 16 kills. Nobody on the side of Winthrop University has gotten over 10. Ali specifically has been struggling really hard. And once again, with Winthrop University picking bind against Envy and then being forced onto Lotus for the second map, sure, the map veto didn't really favor them, but they didn't really put themselves in an advantageous position to try and take on the Goliath.
Yeah, it's very true. There's also, again, like, I'm sure the desk will talk about this a little bit. Let's pause for a moment while this attack is about to come through. Prowler will hit. Wow, that wall saved Kane's life. But Winthrop are finally able to cook something up, and look where the offensive smoke is. It's blocking off Waterfall this time. So now they have an opportunity to actually get onto site and not worry about popping in the Zodin. To be fair, they're also putting pressure over towards B, which, Moves gets caught. So now the Dimensional Drift is earned. Poppin', well, this is the easiest Nightfall call in your entire life. Throw that right across the pit. Let the Dimensional Drift run around. Poppin'.
Oh, no.
Wow, not as mobile as you think with that. Extra also falls on the Dimensional Drift, and Ion can't get into the play. So maybe a little bit of over-ambition right there for Envy, thinking they had that one sold, but not the case. 9-3, the half, we swapped the sides.
It's like we're running into the Thunderdome. Like, you see just the gusto that Envy just are like, Viper's Pit, no big deal. Let's go in there with our guns and we can find them. No problem whatsoever. And even then, just on the other side, like Winthrop University, it's scrappy as ever. Poppin not able to find Governor in the midst of all of that. So nice little headshot there to close out that round. And yeah, it is the last round of the half, so all the ultimates come out. But now we swap around. This is Envy's side that they rather enjoy playing on this map. 9-3 in the half. Shift, I don't want to call anything just quite yet, but I'm feeling pretty good about how Envy are going to be doing this attack.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those that they're good on both sides of the spike, but they're technically better on offense. So it doesn't feel good for Winthrop, but a wise man once said, it's never chalked. Especially when you get first blood in the pistol like that. Quick thing about this is it's an easy follow-up. Well, I say easy follow-up. The Vice Wall will proc, and Extra will be the only one through, so defense will have a chance to surround at pillars. Ion, timing is beautiful. Almost finds the better of Ali, but not the case. Spike planted, 4v3.
See how they want to retake this. Moves in a very different position compared to the rest of them. Might draw it over, but look at that. Ali finding Poppin. Get a little revenge.
Good opportunity for Kane. Whoa, almost snaps back over to the toxic screen for more, but the egg has been hot. Call him hard-boiled. Never mind. Took it out a little too early. Ali for 4 in the round, and Winthrop take the must-win pistol.
Yep. Called that one just a little bit too early there, but a good confidence booster round coming through Finale on this one, who has been more or less getting shut down multiple rounds in a row. Finally has a bit of a pop-off moment, finds 4 kills, double in the kill streak. And I wonder if that smoke, I wonder if that was intentional to try and dodge any of the scouting utility, because there is one of those things where as long as you've got a couple of feet inside of the smoke, then you don't really get detected by some of the utility. So I wonder if that's the reason why that Winthrop University were able to take that space without really getting scouted out, really.
Yeah.
But let's see how this goes. Outlaw in Infiltrator's hand. Gonna be a rush, though, from Envy.
There.
Kane gets one opening trade. Follow-up peek from Governor, good. Although, that's weapon collection time. Unless Ollie can get into a position. What? Stop, shut up. No way. Like with the Guardians, just like, I don't know, we'll hope. But Kane's able to get the trade, 1v2 situation. Whoa! Here we go. Moobs, how do you want to do this? I don't know why I got so excited. Pause on me.
You know. It's exciting. This has been a very exciting match of Valorant, and now Moves up against the world. Inspire not even bothering to pick up a weapon, actually, just holding things close with the Sheriff. Moves might be able to find a timing on one of them, but either finding Kane's Error or Ion, or sorry, Inspire, it's got to be tough. All right, down to this 1v1 against Kane.
Right click out, off the reload, little shoulder. Oh, how about that? Little shimmy, little sway. Moobs giving him a workout. Oh my goodness, Moobs. A 1v2 clutch keeps Winthrop in the game. It would have been still in the game regardless, but to get to 9-5 rather than 10-4 is unreal stuff. Outlaw will be saved for the next round in the quote-unquote bonus, but Winthrop get a lifeline there after the hot start of the round for Envy.
And that was a fun idea coming through from Winthrop University. The just tap shoot around the corner, get a kill, and then back off there. It seems like they've been trying it multiple times because they know that Envy like these wallbang opportunities, and it keeps you nice and safe. I will say, though, the real MVP right now are the smokes, because Winthrop University in these successful rounds are finding kills through smokes, which makes it so much easier for them to be able to win. I don't like that being kind of the win condition here, but it is one of those themes that I've been noticing is Ion really just slapping Infiltrator right down as soon as the round starts. Zenby really want to hit double digits.
That just cannot happen. That's just Infiltrator looking for a shoulder. At least based on where he fell, that's what we would assume. Dark cover, useless. We're already through it. Doesn't make a difference, but that's helpful. Governor keeps at least some of the ropes contested. Eggster, Ion, going to try to follow up, though, by playing into drop and a little bit deeper. 3v4, but the problem here is Winthrop are on Sheriffs. Although, Moobs is still alive. Yeah. Good paranoia. No, I was about to say, Moobs is usually good for one. We said it, he's actually always good for one, but not the case there.
Oh, that's crazy. It's all working out perfectly here for Ion. Envy find their 10th, and Ion getting a nice little 4K. Another player who's been a little bit sleepy in this map, but that's once again a nice little confidence booster. Of note, Ion at 12, second lowest on the leaderboard, still more kills than the highest person on Winthrop University. This map has been extremely one-sided. It continues to be the case. Poppin', Odin back in hand. If you're Winthrop University, you have to be anticipating this. You have to be careful about this because that Odin has just ripped the team apart in that first half. And right now, demands attention, demands respect. Otherwise, Winthrop University could just kind of walk right back into an Odin spam trap.
Well, Envy's going to find out that no one's really defending on side of C. To be fair, I don't know if Winthrop can really stay on C with how much quick intel gathering and flash ability that Envy has in their utility kit. So they're going to have to play retake here. Eesh. And Poppin', well, you know it. You might love it. You might hate it. Hard to say. But he's going to spam down that railing again. Eggster going to teleport back to a little bit more safety in the backside of C. Here comes Winthrop, largely from the defensive spawn. Poppin', is he in a position to try to spam this down again? The Haunt was in a pretty solid spot. And Envy are battling out nicely. Big 1v1 to the backside of the site. Governor able to trade this thing back, but Inspire has the last word. Governor was not able to track him inside main. And that's enough for Envy to get to 11.
I'm just sitting over here like, not like this, not again, popping with the Odin on the other side of the railing this time. But Winthrop University pay that respect. I like the retake coming through, wait for the Odin spam to disappear. All right, now we can move in, and then it becomes a good old-fashioned fist fight on the site, it felt like, because everyone just navigating their way through the smokes here. But once again, like, that is a crazy shot for KaneZera to pull out here. Good moves from Winthrop University, at least making sure that they're getting effective trades, bringing it just down to that 1v1, but things are not looking good. They're back onto a save yet again. Envy pulling moves out immediately, only got a Sheriff. Oh no, yeah, only has a Sheriff up against KaneZera, and KaneZera does not miss those, as that's a very quick C take.
Didn't need that little bit of extra. He's got a pistol, for crying out loud.
It's Envy.
It's like kicking a guy when you hit him with a boomstick and he had a butter knife. But here we go. Regardless, the plant is in, 4v5. And honestly, if you're Winthrop, what do you see? What do you even do here? What do you even do here?
Try and die to the spike. That's my solution, because you don't want to give Envy even more ultimates here, but no, they're gonna walk out.
Yeah, it's tough. Not trying to force purchase already kind of gives you the intention that this round was pretty much a hit it or quit it type situation. That'll somehow play. Nope, not gonna happen. So the one taps don't come through this time. That's what I meant, chat. Nothing sus at all. 12-5, the count. And it's match point early on here for Envy.
Very early on. I mean, to be fair, this is better than some of the 13-4s we were seeing on the last series of Sad versus Nightblood Gaming, but it's still not an ideal scoreline for anyone who is really hoping for Winthrop University to really pull through. Envy have been in this spot where it feels like they've been down and out going up against both Cuber and Core. We weren't able to see KaneZera come online in those games. And with this time around, I mean, look how this one is shaking out. Envy look really good, right back into prime form. Maybe humbled just a little bit, but I think that is necessary to make sure that you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's and playing Valorant extremely well.
And this is just another one of those moments where it's just like, if Infiltrator's going to be watching that angle with an operator, why are we trying to opening peek that from a different shoulder? Seems a little silly. Showstopper out for Infiltrator, shut down, but traded. So now you've got a 2v2. And really, it's just two different potential 1v1s. This one, the big one. Oh, and Inspire. He's going to want that one back. Eggster to the 1v2. Has the spike, going for the plant. Moobs not going to contest. Is going to wait for help.
Oh, boy. Also has the Dimensional Drift, but I don't know if this is really the round to use it. Has to play a little bit more aggressive. A good group up, though, coming through from Winthrop. They're going to try and play off this trade.
This would be for qualification to playoffs. Paranoia hits, but Exer slips away. There's the toggle. Egg. First one's free. Now it's the 1v1 with moves. And he's going to go to the Dimensional Drift. Oh, goodness! Oh, my God! What a play from the Eggman! Oh, that was so sick!